With the upcoming release of Marvel Tōkon, there is one thing that I just cannot stop thinking about, and it is characters, because the overall potential of the roster of this game is off the charts, especially if what the developers have said in some interviews becomes true, which is the idea that the game could get a decade of support and DLC. Now obviously in this channel I've done a lot of predictions for the game, for the base roster, DLC and more. It became kind of like a staple part of the content that I make for Marvel Tōkon. But in this video I just want to talk about the characters that I would like to see based purely on personal preference. We're not going to try and predict anything, just talk about the cool characters that we would like to see in the game. Let me know in the comments, of course, the characters that you want, independently of they are, super popular or not that likely to get into the roster. And now let's just talk about the characters that we love and want to see in Marvel Tōkon. The first category that we have to talk about is going to be villains, and I have 4 villains in mind that I would love to see in the game, and those are Gorr the God Butcher, Mr. Sinister, Ultron, and then also Dr. Octopus. To me, these characters are perfect for Marvel Tōkon. Like, in terms of just visuals and kind of like the art direction of this game, they would look incredible. All of them would fit the art style of the game really, really well. Then on top of that, I just want to see, all the intro interactions, the unique dialogues between like Gorr and, for example, Thor, if he makes it into the game later as DLC, or also, for example, between Mr. Sinister and all the X-Men, between Ultron and the Avengers. Like, there are so many cool things that you could do in the context of just, the previous interactions to a fight, and then the win screen with these characters and the entire roster. And then the gameplay of all these characters could be so unique and interesting at the same time. Like, Ultron could be crazy as a character. You could completely, redesign him when compared to his Marvel vs. Capcom counterparts. Then also a character like Doc Ock, Mr. Sinister, and Gorr the God Butcher have never been on a fighting game before, so all of them would be new additions to the genre, and I think that all of them deserve a spot. I just find them really cool visually speaking, in terms of how they would interact with the roster. Maybe even you could get like story mode updates with their own narratives and stuff like that, and on top of all of this, they would probably have really, really cool gameplay. So those are the 4 villains that I thought about when it came to just choosing them based on what I would like, my personal preference. It has to be Gorr the God Butcher, Mr. Sinister, Doc Ock, and Ultron. Then the second category that I would love to see more characters for in this game has to be the X-Men. There are so many cool X-Men that are not in the game, and it's hard for me to only choose 4, to be completely honest with you, but the first 2 have to be Cyclops and Gambit. Like, those 2 characters are some of my favorite X-Men characters, and on top of that, they have not been playable in a fighting game in over 2 decades, since, the 2000 with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So it's not like they were playable a couple of years ago. No, like over 25 years. It's been crazy, a long amount of time. So we need, Cyclops and Gambit to make a comeback into fighting games. They really deserve it, and they could be completely different from how they were on MVC2. It would be so cool to have them back in any fighting game for that matter. And then there are so many other characters that are X-Men that I would love to see. Like, I would love to see Emma Frost in the game. I feel like arcsystemworks could do an amazing job with Emma, and the moveset that she could have, she would also look incredible and probably sell a lot of skins, to be honest. The same with Psylocke. A character like Psylocke would be also extremely popular, I feel, and very, very successful as a DLC, and she's so cool. I would love to see Psylocke as well in the game. And there are more, like I would love to see, for example, Colossus or Juggernaut as another big body character. There are so many X-Men out there that would be a banger. It's hard to choose them, but at least I'm gonna pick, Cyclops and Gambit for the old school comeback, and then Emma Frost and Psylocke, because I really want to see more female picks that are really cool, that deserve a spot, and they are some of the coolest X-Men out there that at the same time are perfect for arcsystemworks to design and give, them a specific unique moveset. So I would love to see those 4 picks in the game. I'm sorry, but actually just give me more than 4 X-Men. I just have to say it before I move to another team or category. They are too cool, man, and there are so many good X-Men that I didn't even mention, like Nightcrawler and Beast. I cannot stand thinking of only 4 X-Men, so at least give me 6 and put also Nightcrawler and Beast on the list. Another group or category that I would love to see more members of in this game is going to be the Avengers. I just love some of the Avengers, and I don't care if they're really safe or like boring characters for some people out there. I still want them in the game. For example, I would love to see Thor and Black Panther, T'Challa specifically, in the game in particular. Even if Shuri is already in the game, I feel like you can put T'Challa and give him a very different moveset and playstyle, and it doesn't matter. Also a very different distinctive visual style, and it will be so cool, man. I just want to see T'Challa in the game. The same for Thor. Like, many people would say that Thor is very safe as a character, and they would say at least put like Jane Foster in the game or Beta Ray Bill. And I would just love to see classic Thor. I don't care if it is safe it is still very cool and iconic, and Thor could be so badass in terms of, visual style because of the graphics that this game has, and also his moveset could be so cool. I don't care if they're very safe or like boring, I still want them in the game. And if you want more like unique Avengers picks, I would love to see Ant-Man. In terms of playstyle, I feel like Ant-Man would be amazing. And on top of that, not only he will be very unique, but I think that he has never been in a fighting game before as well. So it will be a completely new fighting game character. And finally, also, I would love to see Hawkeye, but specifically the Ronin version of Hawkeye. So you have archer, but also a samurai. It would be so cool to have that mix also with the art style of Marvel Tōkon in particular. So those are going to be my Avengers picks for this game. Just Thor and Black Panther, T'Challa as the more classic, safe characters, because I don't care. I still want them in the game. And also Ronin, Hawkeye, and Ant-Man for more unique kind of like, curveball characters, because they will be so cool as well. And there are so many other Avengers that you can put in the game. Like, it's hard for me to only choose 4, but those are the ones that I'm gonna pick for now. Then, to be honest, I would also love to see the Fantastic Four in the roster of this game. My real problem with the Fantastic Four is that I don't want an entire year of DLC, which is only Fantastic Four. It feels a bit homogenous and kind of like boring when it comes to the long period of time that you have to wait for fighting game characters. But I would love to, for example, get a Fantastic Four member every season or every 2 seasons. I think it is perfect. They deserve a spot in the game. They are very unique characters in terms, of playstyle and moveset, and also visually speaking, even like the Thing would be very different from Hulk in the context of, adding another big body to the game. Then Human Torch could be kind of like a flyer character and be very different from everybody else. With Reed, for example, even though Reed has a little bit of overlap with Ms. Marvel, you can still do so much with the character to make him completely different. And then Sue is one of the most unique characters, in terms of powers in Marvel. So like the Fantastic Four do deserve to make it, into the game. And I would love to see them, but please do not add them as an entire year of DLC. Just one member at a time in different seasons, and it would be so cool because they gotta make it into the game, man. Like, it's a 4v4 fighting game, and they are cool. They are amazing characters. I would love to see them. But the condition of, different seasons is important, because an entire year of only Fantastic Four, I would personally not like that. Another category of characters that I would love to see more members for has to be street level heroes. Like, I would love to see Daredevil in the game, Moon Knight, for example, as well. Even Punisher or Iron Fist, if you can consider them within the category. They're just really cool visually speaking. They would probably look amazing. A couple of their alternate designs or like skins would also be incredible. And on top of all of this, I feel like you need this type of character in fighting games. Even if you're making, a crazy superhero fighting game like this, getting your grounded punch and kick characters with a couple of weapons and stuff like that is always cool. Like, they always add something of flavor into the game that is different. And at the same time, like, sometimes less is more. Getting more simple characters just punch the shit out of you is not a problem necessarily. Even if they're very simple, it can be incredibly fun to play as well. And I know that a lot of people feel like that. Like, a lot of the times you just want the crazy, cool character, even if he's just gonna punch you in the face and that's it. So I would love to see more of the street level heroes category in the game as well over time in DLC. It is probably one of the categories that has the less characters right now in the game, and they deserve more representation. They are so cool, man. Some of the coolest characters in Marvel. But yeah, there are so many cool Marvel characters that I would love to see in this game, but I don't want to make an insanely long video, but I still want to talk about some honorable mentions that I didn't fit into the other teams or list of characters. For example, I would love to see Venom in this game. I don't care that Carnage is already in. Like, they can be very different in terms of moveset and even visually speaking, so it's not a problem. You can even make Venom like a grappler, or put like Agent Venom as a variation and make him very unique. I feel like Arcsys has a really cool opportunity with Venom in this game in particular to make something different of the character when compared to Marvel vs. Capcom and Carnage in this game in particular. Another character that I would love to see is a Spider-Man from 2099. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I feel like it is more likely that they're gonna put that character almost like a skin in the game more than an actual, new DLC, but I would love to see it. Miles Morales also deserves to make it into the game, and I would love to see it as well. What other characters? For example, more X-Men. To be honest, I can think of more X-Men characters and villains. Like, Apocalypse would be so cool in this game. Also, for example, you can make Xavier a playable character on a very unique way or twist, and it will be amazing. Like I said before, also Colossus or Juggernaut, even if I didn't put them as my 4 picks, or like I said, like 8 X-Men. To be honest before, there are so many cool X-Men that can make it into the game. And the list just goes on and on. Like, there are so many cool Marvel characters that you can make this game for like 15 years of DLC, and there will still be very popular and hyped characters to get added. So let me know in the comments what characters you want to see in Marvel Tōkon. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and see you on the next one. Take care.